Hey guys, this is NitroBex. I have a device review for you today. It's going to be on the Aqua Clone from hcigar. Let's get into the price points first. From Hot, who is the one that supplied me with this, I did get it for free for the purpose of review. That's not going to change my opinion of it. You're looking at a minimum order quantity of 10, and it's going to cost you in between 8 to 13 per unit. So if you're a regular vapor here stateside, what does that mean for you pricing? Well, that's the cost from the distributor over in China. You have to tack on shipping and all that fun stuff to it. The closest thing I could find stateside is 101vape.com. Has something that looks extremely similar for $29.99. I don't know if it has all the features of this one, but they look extremely similar. So what it looks like is this. No, it's not the thing on the bottom. It's the thing that's on the top. And it does give a very nice finished look on the smoke magneto. It's awesome looking tank. It's vaping. It's a K-Fun style device that's set up for dual coils. I might be jumping ahead of myself right now. Why don't we take a look at what the actual breakdown is? Hey guys, this is NitroBex. This is the breakdown of the Aqua by hcigar from Hot. Stuff not provided with it: the voltmeter, the 510 atomizer seat, the smoke magneto, and the bottle of juice. Now, I'm not going to do a full build on this one because one of the problems is building this thing is not easy. I do have a build in it right now. I am using peaches and cream yarn. I wanted to try that out too. I have not came to a decision on that yet. So let's start building this. I'm going to slide the 510 seat over. First thing that goes in is your 510 base plate. Okay, so we got the base plate put together. Now, this is the atomizer deck for the Aqua. It does have knurled nuts. It is set up for dual coils, which I do currently have in it. On the bottom, there is a O-ring around the outside and a spot to screw your post in. The post I got from Hot is silver plated. One thing I did add to it was in the baggie there were extra O-rings. I put an O-ring on it so that it will not bounce over and short out if I unscrew my post. So that screws right into the base of the atomizer deck, and then this whole thing screws into the 510 base. Okay, so you have it like that. Now on here there are two air channels to come in. There are 4 juice channels which my wicks are going down into. The 2 air channels do come up under the deck. I am running 45-degree angled microcoils with the peaches and cream. Okay, so next thing is the chimney. Chimney has an O-ring at the top, nothing on the bottom, shaped kind of like an hourglass. Built sturdy, threads fairly smooth. We're going to go ahead and thread that on. Now when you're putting this on for the first time, you do want to screw it all the way down. Okay, so it's down. You don't need to wrench on it, but you do want it finger tight. Okay, so the next part here is the tank, but before we put the tank on, we want to check after building it. You pre-wet the coils, which I've already done, and then you want to check your resistance. Especially on something that's going to have dual coils in it, you want to make sure that you're not going to short out as soon as you fire it up, especially after you've put the chimney on, because your coils may be coming in contact with that chimney. Okay, so off the seat it comes onto the 510 resistance checker. .88. Now I always like to give it a wiggle to see if it's something touching the side. As you see, when I adjust it, that .88 does not change, so that's a good coil. Now, we're also going to test fire the coil to make sure it works. Again, I've already pre-soaked these. You would never want to dry fire cotton without liquid on it. It'll just burn up the cotton, but you can see got vapor coming off of both of them, so that's good to go. Now back onto the 510 seat so we can finish the build. We're back onto the 510 seat. I'm going to re-soak these since I just burnt a little off, just to make sure it's nice and wet. You don't want to flood it, but you definitely want your wicks wet. Back on the chimney goes. Again, threads on nice and easy once you get it hooked. All the way down. Not too tight, just finger tight. Okay? On comes the tank. You want to make sure the logo is down. Now, when I'm filling up, I like to take the threads all the way down. So the tank's all the way closed, the air holes are blocked, so forth and so on. Your air holes, if you can see them in between that crack, are right there. I like to close it off. Boom. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is fill this up. I'm going to fill to the top of the dome of the chimney. I like to leave a nice little air pocket in there. From my bit of experimenting with it, that has greatly helped with the amount of leaking I'm getting. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to thread on the top, but not all the way. I just want to get it enough so I can flip it upside down. Okay, so I've got it hooked there. It's in the threads. I can flip this upside down now. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to twist the tank and open up those air holes just like that, and then I'm going to thread this the rest of the way in. Okay, so this makes it so you're not squeezing juice into your tank. Or into your chimney, I should say. Okay, so the first like 5 builds I did not learn that on. And I had a juicy mess everywhere. I'm like, I can't review this thing. I can't review it. It's horrible. I was shorting out to the chimney. I was having all kinds of problems, but we'll talk more about that when we go up to the main cam. So you want to adjust your airflow from here. Now I'm going to open this up quite a bit. Okay. So I like a nice airy draw. That's personal preference. Now the next thing is the juice flow control. You hold the outside of the tank right here and you unscrew this part, and that's going to allow more juice in. And I've learned about, if you think about a clock, I like to add about 8 minutes in. Okay, and that gets me a good juice flow. And then finally, put your drip tip on. Take it off the base. Put it on the mod. And vape it. So that's the build breakdown of the Aqua Clone. Now, let's get into how it actually performs. It is a dual coil K-Fun style device. Most of you know me, know I like to be able to play with my coils, so I'm having a bit of an issue with it. Part of me wants to rip this off and poke and prod at my coils, but I'm having to follow a Zen mentality and just vape it. Um, Overall, the build quality on it's awesome. Now, I did run this for a day with a single coil nano coil. I like single coils over dual coils, so I did it with a setup I liked. But since this is built for dual coils, I also had to vape it with dual coils. The flavor on it, the single nano coil I was running, I ran with my regular organic sterile cotton. Yeah, tasted great. Gives a good flavor. It's a cooler vape than like a Genesis that has the coil up top. Now, that does not mean it's cold. It definitely does hold some heat in it. This also is not for a novice builder. The build deck they supply you with is extremely tight. Okay? I've been building for quite a while, and I was managing to short out the sides of the chimney. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Please, if you're building this, meter your coils, wiggle them, make sure you're not shorting. Okay, that's going to be a very bad experience if you short. Okay, I do like that it has silver plated pin on it. That does help the conductivity of it. I'm not getting much voltage drop on it. I can't take the meter into it right now because I would have juice everywhere. Filling it. This is a problem with most K-Fun style devices. Filling it can be a bit of an issue. You have to screw everything down tight, and then you fill it up, then you flip it over, and you're doing this a lot with this mod. Okay, so I do like the adjustability. This has both the juice flow control and the airflow control, and it's nice to be able to go, I need more juice, twist. Oh, I need more air, twist, and they're two independent of each other. The flavor on it is awesome, depending on what wicking material you're using. So far, this peaches and cream is handling very well. Um, Side note on the peaches and cream, I boiled it twice, rinsed it twice, soaked it in alcohol, boiled it twice, rinsed it twice. So that's how I prep my peaches and cream. Um, Being able to put dual coils in easily was pretty nice. I will be having a dual coil build video coming out for this once I get a little more time under my belt. A lot of people ask me how to build duals and quads. I normally vape singles, so that's most of my videos you're going to see as single coils. But dual coils is hitting extremely nice. It's adding some of that warmth I'm looking for. Now, another reviewer I spoke to named Smokey901 from Mod Envy, one of my co-hosts there. The Aqua he got, he had an issue with the entire atomizer getting hot. And as you see, I am running this sub-ohm. It's 0.88. I've got absolutely no burning on my lips or anything like that. Now, one thing I do like about this is, let's say I don't like this grip tip. It will take any normal 510. Now, it'll be loose. You have to add dental floss to it to get that O-ring out, but it'll vape off of any normal drip tip. Or if you have one that is like a wide bore, again, I would need to, I'm going to pull it off with my lips because I don't have dental floss under my O-ring. This hole is a little wide. There's it on a wide bore drip tip, so it will accept different grip tips. You might have to add dental floss to it to space the O-ring. Let's put the one it comes with back on. Now, a wide bore is not going to gain you much because of the top of the chimney has a reduction in it, so I don't see the point of putting a wide bore on it, but you can. So, overall, my thoughts on the device. This is probably not going to make it into my daily rotation. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a little fumbly, and if I have to fill it on the go, there's a large potential for a juicy mess. And until you figure out how to work filling it with flipping it upside, adjusting the top, getting the air bubble up there, messing with the juice flow, it's extremely finicky. It's not something I would want to take with me on the go. It also, like, this, let's compare this to a mod I would carry with me, which I did earlier, the Silver Dog. It's substantially bigger, okay? And even if I take the Smoke Magneto and let's say I take the battery out of it and telescope it all the way down so I'm not running at 18650. God, I love telescoping mods. Sit there and turn threads for days. It's still substantially bigger. Okay, so probably not going to make it in my everyday rotation. I'll probably bring it with me to some meets, but not all of them, depending on how much gear I take with me. It's very much a set down and look pretty mod. It does put a beautiful look on it. The engraving on it's nice. I've been running my fingers over as much as I can so I could try to rub it off and just diminish it. It's standing up. It's got a serial number on the back. Mine's 1057. So if you're into that sort of thing, I honestly would kind of liked it without the markings on it, but can't always get what you want. So that is the Aqua Clone by hcigar. Again, if you're a dedicated like K-Fun user, experienced builder, wanting dual coils, this may be a way to go. If you're just learning rebuildables, I would probably go with something else, to be honest with you.